Is now the best time to sell your property? Interest rates are going up, inflation is crazy high, but starting to come down. You've got estate agents knocking on your door saying, hey, we just sold 3 just like yours around the corner. And you're thinking, maybe now is the right time to sell my property. Maybe you need a bit of extra cash. Maybe there's something going on. Let me talk about the market condition, your overall goals, and is it really time to sell the property? So before going and taking the leap, we really need to be thinking about the overall market conditions. It is said that selling your property is the #1 most stressful thing you can do through life. So don't take it lightly. So when we're looking at the market, first of all, there's the microeconomy, the time of the year. It's December. It is the second worst time to be listing your property, which is only second to August. Think logically about it. In August, people are away on holiday. The last thing you're really thinking about is selling your property, people doing the viewings, etc. And the second one is December. Now, this is for a couple of reasons, but #1, we're thinking about Christmas. You know, you're not thinking about, oh yeah, I want to do viewings at my house. No, you want to make it Christmassy, you want to make it a fun experience. And a lot of buyers have the same mindset as well. Well, we might as well wait until next year. So it's definitely something to factor in. Interest rates are a little bit higher than they were a couple of years ago. And you might think, well, why does that matter to me? Well, first of all, you need to think about the buyer. Now, investors, smart investors anyway, they are buying every single day. However, if you are a homeowner or a first-time buyer, for example, the interest rates are really going to impact what you can afford. So people that want to afford your house can no longer afford it. If it's something a lot higher price, they're going to be coming down. And ultimately, people are looking to get a better financial decision on the property. Sometimes this means getting a discount if you're in a not so good area, but for myself and most of my investors, we don't really look for discounts. We look for access for the best areas out there. And if you sold your property 2 years ago, all of us were paying £15,000 to £20,000 premiums, whereas now we're actually able to get the best areas in the UK at or near market value. So why is this important to you? 2 main reasons for this. #1, interest rates are likely to come down now. The most recent update is inflation has gone down to 4.6%, which is crazy low considering we were looking at double digits around 12 months ago. So what this means is when inflation comes down, hopefully it stays down, the Bank of England will then bring the interest rates down, which makes it more affordable for people to buy your properties. And I'm talking to a lot of my investors at Aspire right now that we need to be buying right now, because once those interest rates do come down, the competition is in, and by then it will be too late for us buyers. But that is the perfect time for you to be selling. If you're not an investor, and if you're watching this channel, you probably are one, but if you're not an investor and it's your own personal residence, then what you're able to sell it at now is going to be similar to what you're buying onto. So even if you're selling now because of the high interest rates, if you're looking to purchase another property, that is going to become an issue. The final piece on market conditions is estate agents. Estate agents are salespeople, which is absolutely fine. I'm a salesperson. I love selling, but it's not so much that I have a problem with, it's how they get paid. So in most estate agencies, not every single one, but most estate agencies, the valuer, and the valuer is not a valuer, by the way, the valuer in an estate agency is the person that closes, the vendor, the person selling the property. They are commissioned based on listing the property, not selling it. And the reason for that is because the estate agent has drilled it into your head. The reason why I'm saying this is if you are looking to sell it, make sure you've got reasonable numbers in your head and always take what an estate agent tells you with a pinch of salt. So ultimately, is now the time to sell your property? No, it's not. But if you do sell, get in touch. I am more than willing to buy as many as I possibly can. No, Often I would say it's never a good time to sell, especially if it's an investment property, by the way. You can't pick a worse time in the last 5 years to be selling. If I were you, genuinely, I'd wait 6 months to lower the interest rates, because people like me and my investors will be paying loads more for the property. My investors and I, we realize that in our market right now, we're able to get amazing deals, which isn't about a discount. It's about getting great properties like yours in great areas, because we know that the competition is stupidly low right now because of the higher interest rates. And when these come down, which we're predicting in the next 6 to 12 months, competition goes up and we are go, go, go. Ultimately, this comes into, what are your goals? You know, if we don't know where we're going, how are we ever going to get there? You can't just get into a taxi and just go. So no, you need to understand the destination. And I find this incredibly strange that you've got landlords selling off their properties. Now, I do get it. If you're an old boy, old girl, maybe not watching this right now, but if you're maybe in your 80s, you've got a decent sized portfolio, you've had your doubling in value every 10 to 12 years, you want to cash out, happy days, as I said, come and have a chat with me. But if you're somebody that's in your 40s and you're thinking, interest rates are a bit higher, that means my cash flow is squeezed, and you're thinking of selling before that, I think you are absolutely crazy. You have not understood where you make money in property. You need to understand around 75 to 80% of your money is through capital growth. So the only reason you should be selling is if you've gone for that buy cheap mentality. We hear very newbie investors talking about below market value, and that's just not the thing we look at when we're investing in property. The reason it's below market value is there's a problem with the property, the problem with the area, or the problem with the person's situation. Whereas actually, if you've got a property in a great location where you know the capital growth is going to continue being your friend, then why would you cash out as soon as it gets a little bit tougher through the higher interest rates? So actually, I know this video is about should you sell your property? My answer is no. If there is any way that you can get through whatever your short-term pain is, maybe you've got financial problems, anything like that, honestly, and I know this goes against me because my business is purchasing property from people looking to sell. Honestly, if you can hold out 6 months, your property prices are going to skyrocket, because you're going to have the rest of the world going back into investment, which is starting to do already, by the way. And then the rest of us, we're now able to leverage money from the banks at around half the price, which means we can spend more money and make more money. So hold off. On the flip side, if you're watching this and you're thinking about purchasing property, the opposite is true for you. Genuinely, I really do mean this. I am trying to empty my bank account as much as I possibly can over the next 6 months, because I want to purchase as many assets as possible. Seriously, this is the window of opportunity that we've not seen since 2007. And you've got all these short-term fearmongers that clearly don't understand the long-term economics of property. So yes, your cash flow is going to suffer, but you should be looking not for discounts. That is the newbie way of doing it. Saving 5-10 grand is a stupid way of thinking about wealth. You want to be focusing on the next 5, 10, 15 years of this growth, and genuinely we have got 6 months to take advantage of this. So if you're wanting access to the best areas in the UK, we have done a full assessment of the entirety of the UK and broken it down to 2 key areas. What we also do at Aspire is we do everything hands-free for you. So if you've got the money to invest 50 grand, 100 grand or more, and you want us to build your portfolio for you, now is the time. If you want access to that, put APG in the comments. That stands for Aspire Property Group. APG in the comments, or I'll put a link in the comments and I'll pin it to the top. Go on there, fill in your details, and we will do a free one-to-one strategy session where we will work out if we can help you get there from A to B as fast as possible. I hope this has been helpful. The truth is, if you're coming to an investment channel and you're thinking of anything less than do not sell, then you're crazy. But genuinely, I know if it's your own home that you own and you've got your personal situation, obviously I don't know every single one. I promise you, over the years, and I've been doing this for about a decade now, every single time I've seen landlords sell off properties, they have regretted it within 2 or 3 years. If you are one of those people that are sat on the fence, now is a terrible time to have money in your bank. Inflation is eroding it. You need to get it out and into assets where inflation is your friend. And that's where we really come in. So as I said, put APG in the comments if that's you. If you're not subscribed already, what are you doing? It really does help the channel grow. I'd really appreciate it. If you've got 2 seconds, make sure to hit the subscribe and the notification bell. Destroy the like button, and I'll see you in the next video.